In the electrifying heart of London's nightlife, where boundaries blur and desires run wild, Adrian and I lived the dream of a rather wild and exciting open marriage. But amid the intoxicating highs of shared fantasies, one veiled betrayal threatens to shatter everything we thought we believed about love, trust, and the blurred lines of fidelity. Dive into a tale where passion meets pain and discover what happens when our forbidden pleasures lead to unexpected betrayals. Chapter 5. 2 Men, 1 Choice. My internal battle. As I found myself caught between 2 worlds, 2 desires, I began to truly understand the depth of my internal conflict. It was a battle of the heart, a battle of the soul, a battle that raged within me as I was torn between the wild, exhilarating life with Adrian and the tender, intimate connection with John. On one side, there was Adrian, my handsome husband, my partner in crime, my fellow adventurer. Our life together was one of high octane, of adrenaline-fueled passion. It was a life filled with boldness, with exploration, with a certain kind of thrill that was impossible to ignore. The memories of our escapades, the intoxicating thrill of the wild, the pulsating energy of our adventures, they all beckoned me, like a siren song that was hard to resist. And yet, there was something undeniably alluring about the gentle rhythm of life with John. There was something profoundly beautiful about the simple romantic connection we shared. It was a connection that whispered of late-night talks, of shared laughter, of stolen kisses, of languid afternoons spent in the warm embrace of each other's arms. It was a connection that was as beautiful in its simplicity as it was deep in its intensity. As I reflected on these 2 distinct worlds, I found myself yearning for the comfort, the peace, the intimacy I found with John. I realized that while the thrill of the wild, the rush of the adventurous, the allure of the unconventional had its own appeal, it was the simple, the romantic, the intimate that truly spoke to my heart. This was the missing piece, the missing part of the puzzle that I had been trying to solve. It wasn't the wild adventures, the risque encounters, the exciting escapades that I craved. What I truly yearned for was the sweet romantic connection, the gentle caress of a lover, the soft whisper of sweet nothings, the shared laughter, the quiet moments of intimacy. This was the fantasy that had always eluded me, the fantasy that I had been searching for. As I grappled with these revelations, the world around me seemed to mirror my inner turmoil. The unfolding COVID-19 crisis cast a shadow of uncertainty, of fear, of tension that echoed the uncertainty, the fear, the tension in my own heart. The news of lockdowns, of isolation, of a world grappling with a crisis of its own served as a stark backdrop to my personal crisis, to my internal battle. Just as the world was being forced to pause, to reflect, to reassess, I too found myself in a similar position. Just as the world was facing a crisis, an uncertainty, a fear, I too was facing a crisis, an uncertainty, a fear. But amidst all the chaos, amidst all the uncertainty, amidst all the fear, I found a strange sense of clarity, a strange sense of understanding. The realization was bittersweet, the revelation painful, the truth hard to bear. But it was a truth I could no longer ignore. A truth I had to face. It was a truth that forced me to question, to reassess, to make a choice. It was a truth that forced me to face my internal battle, to face my fears, to face my desires. 2 men, 1 choice. It was a battle of the heart, a battle of the soul, a battle I knew I had to fight. It was my internal battle, my personal crisis, my crossroads. And as I stood at this crossroads, I knew that I had a choice to make. A decision that would define me, that would shape my life, that would change my world forever.
This is chapter 5 of a 6-part short story. The next chapter is the final chapter, chapter 6. If you like this chapter and would like to hear the other 5 chapters, or more stories of love, betrayal, cheating, and candid confessions like this one, please make sure you subscribe to the Romance Diaries on YouTube.